Hey tennis fans, I'm Blair Henley and welcome to Tennis Now Instructionals, brought to you by the new Gamma Glide Cross String. More spin, power, and comfort. It's the lubricity. Well, today we're going to be talking about how to play a pusher, and I'm sure for some of you just the word pusher makes you cringe, and some others of you may be pushers yourself, in which case you probably win a lot of tennis matches, so more power to you. But today we're going to be talking about how to play those people who can get 1,000 balls back but don't necessarily have a clear-cut weapon. First off, I'm going to put on my psychologist hat. The first step to beating a pusher is you have to respect your opponent. You have to know that they're pushers and they're effective. They can win a lot of matches like that. If you go in thinking, this person is the biggest pusher in my USTA section, my game is far more well-rounded. Well, what happens if you go out there and you go down love 3 in the first set? That can snowball psychologically really quickly, and believe me, I'm talking from personal experience here. So go in respecting your opponent. Next up, you've got to be patient. I hear a lot of coaches say when their student's going to go out and play someone who is a known pusher, don't get sucked into their game, which is partially true, but against a pusher, you may have to be ready to hit 5, 6, 7 balls from the baseline, nice and solid back deep to the outer thirds of the court, in order to get that ball that you really want to take advantage of. If you start off thinking, I can't get sucked in, well then you start hitting winners from points on the court where you're not comfortable, and again, the snowball effect is not fun in that case. So make sure you're patient and you go in with that mindset. Next up, you've got to be prepared to do a lot of footwork. Against a pusher, there's not going to be a whole lot of pace coming at you, so you're going to have to create it yourself if you want to hit a more pressing shot, a deep, aggressive shot. So I'm going to have tons of little steps as that slower ball's coming in, and then I'm going to have that nice unwrapping motion when the ball's in my strike zone. Again, I have to create my own power, so be prepared. Maybe work on your fitness a little bit if you know you're going to be playing somebody who gets tons and tons of balls back. Along those same lines, as far as the footwork is concerned, it's okay. Pushers are great at pushing you back behind the baseline, and that's okay if you have to move back to take a ball in your strike zone, but make sure you're recovering up to the baseline, recovering up to your home base every single time. If a pusher has you back 10, 15 feet behind the baseline and you're just hanging out there, they've probably already won the match. The reason it's so important to recover up is twofold. First, it shows your opponent that you're staying aggressive, you're again not getting sucked in to their way of play, and it's also going to put you in a much better position if you do happen to get that short ball that you've been going for. They don't come along very often in a match against an effective pusher, so why not put yourself in the best position to take advantage of it? And finally, if you're playing a subsection of the pusher population called moonballers, I'm sure you've heard the term, they're really great at keeping it high and deep, they hit with lots of spin over the net. Against those players, there are a couple of plays that I really like. First, again, if you have to get pushed back, try throwing up a high deep ball right back at them and then rushing the net afterward. Ideally, it's going to set you up with a nice high volley that you can put away. If not, you're in a great position to win the point anyway. Even if you don't win the point, again, you planted the seed to show your opponent, okay, I can't just sit back here and hit high deep balls all day long and wait for them to miss. They're really looking for the chink in my armor. They're looking to see where my weaknesses are. And then, of course, the other option against a moonballer is taking the ball on the rise. Not the easiest shot to hit. I've actually done an instructional video on it, but you really have to make sure tons of footwork as that ball's coming in, head steady, and taking that ball right as it comes off the ground. Again, that's going to allow you to maintain that aggressive position, and it's going to show your opponent that you're not content to sit back there and do it exactly what they're doing, and probably not as well, right? So go out and give it a try. I know you really want to beat these players. There is a way to do it. They're not infallible. They have their weaknesses. So feel free to ask questions in the comment section, and we'll see you next time here on Tennis Now.